I'm Leo, and this is
Hi, ni hao. I am Shreha.
Shreha.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I am from India.
Also, when you come to Taiwan, what's your anything surprise you?
So actually a lot of things. When I first came to Taiwan, for me, like as an Indian, the thing that surprised me a lot would be, I would say, in the MRT station. So MRT, for people who don't know, it's like a metro. We call it metro in India, and here it's known as MRT. So in MRT station, there's no security check in Taiwan, but in India, we have to go through a security check. So it's a very quick security check, nothing very fancy. So the security guard will just scan you, and then you have even your luggage. So the security guard will put it through the scanner, and then you get to enter the MRT station. But here you just enter and then tap your card and enter the station.
Whoa.
Very easy. But that's not the case in India. And other cultural shock, I think everyone would agree with me on this, is like Taiwanese people love to line up. So yeah, so there's this queue culture in Taiwan, which is I don't mind it. Like I feel it's amazing. Like it's very well organized, and it prevents chaos, you know. So I don't mind that. And let me see other things. I would say the older population in Taiwan, they are like very active. I feel that they are very energetic and very enthusiastic. Older people with their hiking stick and their hat and, you know, full geared up. They just go and they just hike, so which is amazing. It's like their energy level could beat any, you know, I would say 20 or 30 younger people's energy. Like that's so fantastic.
How about in any suggestions for people who would like to live in India or travel to India? What's your favorite things?
I would say don't just limit yourself to the northern parts of India. Just go and explore the southern part and the northeast part of India. Even like southern part and the northeast part of India has a lot to offer. So you'll be surprised to see how food and culture it changes when you travel from one part of the country to the other. So and third, I would say like all the foreigners, they should experience traveling in the trains in India. So I think the trains in India, it's very it has its own uniqueness to it. So I think everyone should experience that. And if it's possible, then probably just plan your trip to India during festival. During famous festivals in India that we have, like any festival like Diwali or let's say Holi. Just plan your trip around that time, and you'll be amazed to see the culture, what vibrant country with vibrant culture it is.
Amazing. And also, a lot of people maybe they will have a stereotype about maybe in Indian society, maybe sometimes it's not that safe, especially for female.
Yes.
So can you share about your maybe opinion about the society compared to different countries?
Yes. So this safety part, I would say, yes, sadly it's a thing. Even for females, we usually avoid traveling at night. Usually they ask us to return home by 8 or let's say 9, maximum 10. So I would say safety is an issue. But then in big cities, I would say it's still comparatively safer compared to other small places. And I think now I think things are improving on this, I would say, with like security guards and CCTV cameras everywhere, and with good transportation systems. So it has improved a lot.
Is the caste system still exist in Indian society now?
So the caste system, yeah, I think a lot of people have asked me about this, and sadly that's the case. But then our constitution, the Indian constitution, they have given equal rights to all the people, whether it's irrespective of their gender, caste, creed, religion. But sadly there are like some deep-rooted discrimination which takes a toll on life, a brutal toll on life of Indians, I would say, especially women.
So maybe for Indian young people, so how do they change their life to a better situation? Maybe do you have any suggest?
So I would say number one is obviously education. So education system in India is, I would say, it has improved a lot, and there's still a long way to go. So, and number one is education. Accessible education to everyone is a must.
If you can change about India, what things would you like to change?
Okay, one thing about India that I would say the India should focus a little more on providing equal rights to the LGBTQIA plus community. Because even today, I think the LGBTQIA plus community, they have to struggle a lot. There's even like for basic rights. So it's been a challenge for them, which is very sad, honestly. And for example, in Taiwan, I really appreciate that same-sex marriage is legal in Taiwan, and even the government has provided rights for adoption. We all should learn this from Taiwan.
Oh, what makes you so like open-minded? Because I feel maybe most of Indian people in that kind of society, people tends to be more conservative.
Yes.
But you're talking about LGBTQ. What inspired you to promote this?
So I think number one is education for sure, and exposure is one of the key factors. And then because the university where I come from, we talk freely about these issues which are not usually discussed openly in the society, which are considered taboo in our society. And I think education plays a key role, and I have friends who belong to this community, and I see how they constantly struggle every single day for like basic rights. For example, life insurance, or like buying a house together as a couple. So because they are not legally recognized yet, but hopefully one day they don't have to struggle as much as they are doing right now. And I think everyone should be open-minded. Like it's very shallow not to let people live on their own terms, and not to let them express their gender choices freely.
Oh. Yeah. So what did you learn from like studying or living in other countries?
So this is my first time living outside India. So it's been a great experience. I would say it's been one of the most memorable experience of my life. I'm really going to cherish it throughout my life. It's very convenient to live in Taiwan, I would say. It has been amazing. Yeah.
So do you feel maybe safer compared to the place you live?
Yes, absolutely. I think Taiwan is very safe for women, and I think everyone would agree with me on this. For example, during the Chunche time, so I think the MRT, they closed before 12 o'clock. So during the Chunche, I was with my friends, and it got a little late, and so I around 2:30. I returned back at night. I decided to go back to my place, which is in Ximen. So I took U-bike. I decided to take U-bike from this technology building to Ximen.
Whoa.
And it felt so safe. It felt so like oddly safe. I don't think I could have experienced this kind of safety, or like freedom to go outside of your house late in the night without worrying about your safety. So liberating that way.
So
Yeah.
what's your future goal? What do
Okay.
you want to be like?
Okay, plan is to bridge the Chinese language bridge the Chinese language barrier gap in India. And because I feel that the interest in the Chinese language is likely to thrive in the future, and I want to cater to this interest by building an environment for the development of the Chinese language. Yeah.
And maybe in India, most of cuisine people use hand. Things like there's a stereotype. People
Yeah.
will use hand to grab it.
Yeah, we do. It's a part of our culture, using hands. Even like we do use fork and knife or spoon, but like when you ask like how do we eat it at home, we use hands. It's for Indian. It comes naturally, and it's very common for us.
In India, how many languages do you need to learn?
So in India, I think like most Indians could speak more than one languages, more than two, I would say. I personally could speak 5 languages. So yeah, I think Indians, yeah, since like childhood we learn our mother tongue, and then in school we start learning English, and then later on, if you are interested, we take up other different languages.
So just like you say, maybe the female rights in India. So maybe when you grow up, do you experience anything like bad experience in India? Like,
So, yeah, for example, if a woman for the same job, which is done by a man and then a woman, for the same job, the women, they get paid less than the men. So this difference in the wages, it's a discrimination, right?